I'm feeling summary today. Sometimes in Excel, a sum function comes with issues. For example, there's three main issues. Firstly, in the pink cell, it is actually not adding the numbers correctly. It's not doing 24 plus 10. Then in the yellow one, it's actually showing you an error just because there's an error somewhere else in the data. And then down here, it's essentially double counting. And I know that we're not stupid to do double counting, but this is one of the most common errors that happens in spreadsheets because sometimes someone will do an earlier total not realizing that there is an impact that's happening later on. My name is Abraham, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid these three issues in today's video. Let's get going. So instead of sum, I'm going to delete these three formulas. I'm going to write in this cell this awesome formula called aggregate equals AG, and then you can press tab immediately because there are no other AG functions. The first thing you do is choose your function number. So sum is number 9. You could double click it or write number 9 in there. Then you have options, array, and a little bit of the time k. So if you press a comma, this is what is awesome. You get options. So your options could be ignore hidden rows for number 5, ignore error values for number 6, or 0 is ignore. That kind of means double counting-ish. I'll explain it later on. But for now, just assume that it does. I'll show you that. If you do number 3, that will ignore all three of those aspects. Then you get your array. So this is now just like a sum function like this. You actually get two different rows here. And most of the time you're doing the second one, although array kind of describes what it is. Anyway, and k is in square brackets, which is optional. So I'll explain what that is in a little bit. And then you close your brackets. You don't need anything else. So essentially it's like writing a sum function, except you do 9,3 before. And you have the menu to help you choose, so it's easy to remember those. Now let's do equals this one, divide by this one. And then we get a divide by 0 error. So just to show you, I can drag this across and that will not give me an error, even though there is a divide by 0 error there. Just to remind you, equals sum of this will give you a divide by 0 error. And next we have the ability to ignore double counting. So let's do the same thing again. So equals AG tab to lock that in, 9 for sum, comma, and then 3 will just be this. So I can double click it or just press the number 3 as well. And then comma, and now my array is these ones. Last one equals aggregate, 9, 3, all of this, including the double counting. And that does 821, which is 775 plus 46. So it hasn't actually double counted it, even though I have included the subtotals there. Now, a couple of things to note in the options here. So it does say ignore nested subtotal and aggregate functions. That means that if there is an earlier function that is an aggregate function or a subtotal function, subtotal is like the aggregate before aggregate. There's no point in using subtotal now that aggregate exists. That's why I think subtotal can do all of these things except not ignore error values. So you may as well do the one that gives you more functionality. And then if you do the scenario that I said, though, if this is a sum function like this, then it will not ignore it, which is kind of, I think, a little bit frustrating because then someone who doesn't know the aggregate function does the intermediate total, like in here, they will just use the sum function. Alt equals, by the way, is a shortcut for that. And now it's double counting. So that is what I wanted to show you with this, but just a few more things with aggregate. So equals aggregate. So you get actually 19 functions here. So average, count, count R. Count R means numbers and text. Count is just numbers. Then this is the highest number, the lowest number. This multiplies all the numbers that you select. Standard deviations. S is for sample, P is for population. That's a statistical thing. Same with variance in this one. We looked at sum, median, mode, another statistical thing. And then all the ones from here onwards, these ones include the K, which means you need to give it the number that you want to specify. So the large function will be give me the third highest number, or small will be you can specify the fifth lowest number, etc. And then, so if I do here, function number, I'm going to choose small, and options, I'm just going to do ignore everything again. And array, I can say from these numbers, and then you have K. So K is important for those last ones. And I'm going to say, give me the third highest number from that data set, and that's 180. So here's the highest, second highest, third highest. Perfect. This worked really well. Then small will do the opposite of that. So small will show you the smallest and smallest. And then these are percentiles and quartiles. Inc and X, this is a statistical thing. And yeah, you could say the third quartile or the 72nd percentile based on the numbers that you have. I don't use those very often. Usually I'll use this just with sum or average, and then just use it to ignore the errors, because error handling for divide by zero errors in Excel is kind of annoying. I know that mathematically you can't divide a number by zero, but I also know that way too many spreadsheets have these and it causes way too many issues in general. So use an if error to avoid them, but also another way to handle your errors is use aggregate instead of sum to add them at the end. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that video. My name's been David Benaim, and I've enjoyed showing it to you. Thanks for watching.